The eyes of that species of extinct giant, whose bones fill the mounds of America, have gazed on Niagara as ours do now. Abraham Lincoln, 1848. Warm welcomes to part 25 of the RFEFP series. Now, it's not just the flat earth that causes division and segregation, especially with what's been going on around the plane over the last few weeks and months. Now, my friends, talk of giants once roaming the earth is also bound to cause passionate discussion and debates between those who believe it and those who think it's a fairy tale. Kinda familiar, don't you think? Now, I'm sure you've heard of giants before in tales and folklore, from David and Goliath, Jack and the Beanstalk, Paul Bunyan and his blue ox, even Cyclops, and no, not him from the X-Men. They were in Game of Thrones and films from The Hobbit to Trollhunter. There's even one in RDR2. TV shows. I watched one recently called Forbidden History, all about giants. Countless social media video uploads on that very subject. Amazing, credible books all about the giants of the plain earth. Were they or are they real? Well, I believe so, and it's just another cover-up of our true history. So thanks for watching. This was Nee B. I'm only joking. Now, the Bible states in Genesis 6:4, clear as day, depending on the version obviously, that there were giants in the earth in those days, and also afterwards, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. Those giants were Nephilim, fallen angels. Another way it said, the sons of the gods who came down to the earth to seed the daughters of men. Their existence supported by many other biblical passages and sacred books. Some say Goliath was one of their descendants. Other names like the Anunnaki come to mind. There is countless newspaper articles from the 1800s and early 1900s, as there was no internet, that tell of giant human skeletons being found throughout the plain world. The tallest reported has been 36 feet, which is super huge, like this Mickey Mouse. All people, though, claim that the giant skeletons and bones that have actually been sent to the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, D.C., even to this day, well, up until the world's lockdown, that is, the bones all seem to mysteriously disappear and forgotten about, or they get lost somehow, or in some cases, you're told that they're damaged and unreturnable. Whichever way it's done, you will never see those again. Now, could the Smithsonian have reclassified donated bones as animal fossils? Simply turn them into something else entirely? Now, it wouldn't be the first time, friends, that they have always denied the existence of giants. However, in some cases, they have actually paid for bones and skeletons using receipts, but yet deny all giant history. The answers to the questions will pit Darwinian evolutionists against the creationists. But the question remains, why do you think they want to cover up the real history of the plain earth? Can you think of the reason? The elite powers that be have already convinced most of the masses to mass mind control believe that you think you live on a tiny tilted rock ball spinning wildly in an outer space in the vast cataclysmic multitude of billions and billions of other planets and galaxies. But why does the Smithsonian and textbook-controlled history want to cover up or deny it? All the geologists, the archaeologists, the historians, the college and university professors, and the teachers of this particular field? Well, it's because it would simply mess up their billions of years of evolution theory science, wouldn't it? Their belief that you came from a monkey, which you do not. Try and remember, real science is fun, friends, as long as you do not need to rely on it to make a living from. This is a sad truth, because you either play the game or you will lose. Lose the grants, the funding, your career, maybe your reputation, your job, even your livelihood. In some cases, face jail time. It's the same brainwashing why they want to convince you of a spinning globe. Because after all said and done, the fact still remains, friends, that there is a plethora, a gargantuan proportion of giant bones and skeletons that are left here on plain Earth that are found by many people, and not just those archaeologists and geologists. You've got miners, explorers, independent treasure hunters. They all find giant human bones. Surprising to some, but not to us though, that they do not find dinosaur bones, just giant human bones. You can see the locations of more than 1,000 excavations of alleged giant human skeletons in the US and Mexico, reminding us all of this very truth, that once upon a time, and maybe in some remote places today, who knows, giants had walked on the earth as we do now, and they drank the waters that we drink today. Excuse me. It's all been hidden from the people of the plain. The further back in time we go, everything was a lot more giant. From the boats to our beautiful plants of the plain. Giant trees that are made of silicone and not the carbon-based ones of today. This has ultimately been tried to be covered up. If you look into the real history, you will be astonished, and you will come to the realization that there is certainly no giant bipedal ape-like monkey man skeletons or bones that are ever found like dinosaur bones, just the giants of old. Now, a story that's been making its rounds again on the interweb, and maybe you've come across it, I will leave the link below. The US Supreme Court has forced the Smithsonian Institution to publicly release all classified information about anything related to the destruction of evidence pertaining to the mound builder culture and to elements relative to human skeletons of greater height than usual. The public release of these documents will help archaeologists and historians to re-evaluate current theories about human evolution and help us greater our understanding of the mound builder culture in America and around the world. Finally, after over a century of lies, the truth about our giant ancestors shall be released to the world. Really? Well, those documents were set to be revealed or released to the public back in 2015 and then between then and 2017. Now they're saying that it should be sometime within the year 2020. But we can only wait and see as this has ever happened, as there's no court case number for this, friends. Though maybe not too hard, but maybe you can remember the final scene of Raiders of the Lost Ark back in 1981 when the Ark of the Covenant was taken it was put into a wooden box and then it disappears into a mammoth Smithsonian storage facility filled with so many other boxes of who knows what worldly wonders and secrets never to be seen again. A very particular ending, but when you think of the real cover-up that's going on, now it makes much more sense. Stonehenge in the UK, originally called the Giant's Dance, still mainly unknown to the reason and purpose. Many other sites that have no real explanation how they were built and how in some cases the materials got there. Easter Island is another rare treasure, all so far away from the resources used, and yet no scientific offering anything new to how or why that they are used and what they are there for. Now you can ask any historian, any scientist, but they will avoid answering any question in relation to or on the topic of giant human beings being the cause for the structures or the architecture. The giant's teeth and skeletons of Sardinia in Italy, ancient tablets found in Mesopotamia with the word giant written on them, many photographs and excavation sites, real scientific research done by so many independent scientists on this very interesting subject matter. So many credible authors have written best-selling books about the real proof and the existence of giants here on plain Earth. Yet today in 2020, there will always be this archaeological cover-up of the truth. This is why it's a real flat Earth fact on the plane. Just like with the geocentric flat Earth truth, the truth is out there. So many have found it with the right help at the right time. Is this your time to realize the truth? Remember, my friends, I do not want to be better than anybody else on this plain Earth. I would just want to be the best that I can be. A kind of simple, basic flat Earth philosopher, hopefully under the radar still, engaged in the philosophical, scientific study of nature, the natural science that we observe, the branch of knowledge which deals with the study of the physical world, known as real Earth science. Certainly not some kind of hypothetical, pseudo-heliocentric science based on unrealistic theories and probabilities with the hypothetical answers. Nowadays, these days, just adding computer-generated imagery and video to try and carry on fooling you into believing it. Not for me. Now the next RFEFP upload, my friends, is going to be on just this. Some real science of the plane. The field of botany, plant science, the greenhouse effect. One of my ultimate favourites, the plants of the plane. They know the truth, my friends, and some of the information that you will hear in that upload is not available anywhere else as far as I'm aware. So please subscribe if you are new and hit the bell icon. You do not want to miss what's coming up. Thank you for all the new subscribers as well, and I will see you in the new one. Take care, much love, be safe, be lucky.